best tips on buying comic books online. And writer-director Kevin Smith unveils his obsession with Macs and more. Plus, learn about computer security through a Flash game. Live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco, it's the Screensavers! Woo!
Welcome to the Screensavers. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Sarah Lane. Thank you for joining us on the Screensavers. I'm here sitting in Patrick's chair because he's off racing his truck again in the desert.
He does that from time to time.
Crazy Patrick stuff like that. He does.
Tonight we have a great show for all you comic book fans out there. We'll learn some great buying tips from our favorite online stores. Plus I have 3 quick dart tips for you.
What's a quick dart tip?
A quick dart tip is a dart tip that couldn't quite fill an entire segment, so I bunched a bunch of them together.
Okay, so they're like little, like 1/3 tips.
Mini
Creating
tips.
a huge mega tip.
There you go.
Okay.
Done.
I'm into that.
Tips.
We're also going to give you a sneak peek at Gmail. Gmail, of course, is Google's new email service, online email service.
It's not available to the public yet.
Not available to the public, and we're lucky enough to know a little bit about it, so we're going to show you what's going on with Gmail. It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
I am into it.
And, of course, we have Foo over there.
Yes. I'm here taking your phone calls. I'm in Sarah's position today, as I was yesterday. I love it. It's great.
Nice. Taking over.
It's hard to fill my shoes, Dan, but you're doing well.
Thank you very much. But anyways, give me a call. The phone number is 888-989-7879, and you can also email us at thescreensavers@techtv.com. There you go. Back to you guys.
Excellent. Let's start off with the tech news that caught our eye today. Now, of course, you were sitting here.
I'm sitting here, but I'm pretty good at news, so let's just get into the first story, shall we?
Let's do it.
On Thursday, by a 93-3 landslide, the U.S. Senate voted to renew a 4-year ban on taxes on Internet connections such as DSL, cable modems, and even BlackBerry services. The ban on access taxes, initially enacted in 1998, expired late last year. So basically, what's going on is we're not paying taxes
on our
Internet access, which is great.
Are you guys happy about that?
Hello.
We have a huge audience out there today. That's
it's
awesome.
funny, too, because I never really thought about the fact that I wasn't paying. I have SBC Yahoo. It's like it's $29.95 a month.
And that's what
I'm paying.
That's awesome.
But for my phone,
they tax everything else.
Oh, everything's taxed.
But you can still be taxed on your purchases if you go and buy something on Amazon, state to state.
This is just for your access itself.
Right.
It's not, if you're going to, So I'm into it.
Yeah,
we got 4 more years.
We are happy, which is a good thing.
We're in it to win it.
Next story, Google is causing a stir on Wall Street with their recent stock IPO announcement. They are planning to issue shares of their initial public offering via auction system that gives small investors an opportunity to bid on Google shares. If the IPO auction is successful, it may change the way that companies handle future IPOs. This is cool.
It's cool, and it's confusing.
It is a little confusing because they haven't given all the details out there yet.
Yeah.
You don't know what site to go to, but they were saying, we read that if you had an initial $2,000 investment, I believe, to open up an account, you could bid on shares. So more news for that is still coming. They haven't announced anything yet as far as the site to go to.
And is the whole point that it's so different is because it's letting the little guy get in more than in the past with IPOs?
Well, what they said is they wanted to do this a little differently, and the reason being is because with the dot-com stocks, there's been so many people that have purchased stock and they flip it the same day.
Right.
Like when Red Hat came out, I remember its initial IPO was around $17 a share. It was up to somewhere around $70 a share on the first day.
And everybody dumps it.
And everybody dumps it.
Because they made a profit.
They made a profit that starts jumping up and down. They want to find people that are actually in it for the long term, and which is a good idea, and it's pretty cool. It's a new twist on things as far as IPOs go.
Well, Google has so many fans, I don't think they're going to have too much of a problem finding reliable
long-term investors?
Long-term investors.
I didn't think so either, but this is cool. It's a cool way that well, not you and I because we're in the whole, reporting field, but that the average person can get on an investment like this.
Exactly.
Which, there's a lot of Google fans out there, so.
I'm a Google fan.
It's kind of cool. It might
I'm
be
into it.
A cool way for some people to make some money, which is always a good thing.
Moving on, this is an interesting story. A band in Germany called Supersmart is releasing their album as a collection of ringtones. Not an album, it's ringtones only, according to BBCnews.com.
That's going to be
album,
awesome.
Panda Babies, is published by a German company that focuses on digital music for mobile phones. The band apparently did this so they could circumvent the traditional music publishing machine.
Now, how do they perform this? Are they using their like little phone to
Well,
put when they're
to
live at a
satisfy
concert?
our curiosity, let's hear a sample of the ringtones. That's not it. That was our song.
That's cool. I'm buying that off of iTunes tonight. That's awesome.
That's my new cell phone ringtone. Sure.
Oh, that's it. That's another one. That's their popular one.
That was rockin'.
There's some people in the audience headbanging right now, just like they're loving it.
I almost can't keep it together right now. I just want to bust a move.
No.
Ringtones are free to download for the next 2 weeks. You can get them from the link in our show notes. Now, ringtone only. I like it. It's fun, but I don't really know how successful they're going to be.
there's no way.
I mean, are they making any money?
No. Nobody but, well, I mean, some people buy
They're
ringtones,
making a
but only the
statement,
popular
though.
ones.
Those German people. Always making statements.
That's right. Terrible music. Let's go right into our first call.
But Cool Deep Jones was on the phone from Bronx, New York.
Hello.
Hey,
everyone.
Cool Deep. How you doing?
I'm fine.
Good.
So happy to be on the screensavers.
We're so happy to have you.
We are happy
It's
to
not
have you.
even funny. What do you have a question about?
It's not funny.
Yes, my question is that I have heard about the new version of iTunes.
Yes.
I would like to know what you get in it. Like, what are the special features in it?
Oh, we can do that. We have.
Do that.
We've both
We've
been
playing with it because
Yeah.
I'm an iTunes fan, you're an iTunes fan, and now it does a lot more.
4.5 just came out here a couple days ago.
4.5 just came out.
And-
At first glance, it looks very similar.
Yeah, you really
Not
don't
looking
see much of a
different.
difference.
However,
Yeah, show me some of the features. What's
some of the features, well, let's first go to the music store. And as you can see, once we access it, we've got a bunch of all these little new buttons here. One of them that Kevin and I really like is called iMix, and that is where you can put together a mix album of your own and share with other people.
Yeah, this is really cool because take your entire music collection that you have and create a custom playlist. Drag the
Your
tracks.
very favorites.
Yeah, your
All
very favorites, or whatever you want it to be, your 80s, no matter what it is. Drag them in that playlist and then click on Publish. It will then upload it to the iTunes site. Then anyone can go on here and rate your playlist. In fact, or you can also link to your playlist. I put a link up to my playlist if you go to kevinrose.com.
All your favorite Modest Mouse tracks.
Yeah, you can click on
Not
my-
from the same CD, though.
No, not from the same city. You can click on it, then you can buy my album. Now, I don't make any money. The artists are still the ones that are making money off of this, which is cool.
Well, yeah.
Which is the way it should be. But it's kind of cool because you can rate other people's playlists and see what other people your friends are into, or no matter who it may be.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Some of the other features it has.
Ooh, let's show them the radio one.
Yeah, show the radio
Go
one.
back. We're good. It's a little slow here.
This is cool.
Radio Charts is great. Let's say one of the alternative station here in San Francisco is Live 105, and I want to know, gosh, I've been hearing this song. I really love it. I'm just going to scroll down to see
San
Francisco. Why am I not seeing?
Go
Oh,
up a
I
little
have
bit.
it. Did I not pick?
No, you alphabetically go up just a tiny bit.
I've got a little problem today. San Francisco, California. It's not every city, but there are very many of the major cities. I'm going to just click on 105.3 KITS. And now here is what's going on in their regular rotation.
That's
all these
cool.
songs. This is great because all I can do, I could just listen to a little clip of Incubus's Megalomaniac and go, that's the song. That's the song that I love so much. It makes my life a lot easier. There are other ways to do this, but iTunes makes it even easier.
I can't tell you the number of times I've been in the car and just wish they would say the name of the artist. In this case, you have it.
That's great.
The last thing, technically, they've added a really cool feature for all the audio fans out there. They now have lossless compression on here, which means that you can actually rip your CDs and save them down to your hard drive in AAC format, but with zero compression.
Zero loss.
With zero loss. I'm sorry. It does compress them down, but using a compression technology that does not lose any of the data.
So we just ripped Bob Marley and the Wailers' Legend, and if we get info, we see that this song is 24.7 megabytes.
Right, 24.7 is definitely a lot bigger than your standard AAC or MP3.
Just a little.
If you have a big hard drive and you are a huge, audio fan, an audiophile, and you have a great sound card and you want the absolute best, purest sound,
Then
this is the way to do it.
This is the way to do it, and it's important to mention that you're going to fit a lot less. If you're using lossless audio, then you're going to fit many fewer songs on your
Right.
iPod than if you
So
weren't.
that
So it just-
1,000 song iPod, you got about 10 on there now. So
Is it really that?
No,
is
it's
that
a lot more than
few?
10.
It's a little bit more than 10,
Yeah.
but you're getting quite a few less. So it's kind of just what you're into. You want
Yeah.
more songs, you're gonna go with Lossy audio.
Yes, Lossy.
Lossy. All right.
It's pretty cool, though. I like the features, and of course, it's 100% free. And for the Microsoft fans out there, it will convert all of your Microsoft music that you've encoded right into beautiful AAC.
So into iTunes.
iTunes
It
is
took
fun.
me a while. You were on the wagon much earlier than I was, but I'm a convert. Thank you for the call. We're just getting started, folks. Patrick sat down with film director Kevin Smith, talked all about his Mac addiction, as well as a lot more. And after the break, how much would you pay for Superman? Or how about this Hour Man comic? Or this near mint copy of Starman? Expert tips on buying comic books online when the screensavers continue.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. If you're a geek, you're probably into comics as well, but you have to be careful. There's an art to buying comics online and not getting ripped off. Steve Borak, a comic book grader for the Comics Guarantee Company at cgccomics.com, has all the details. Welcome, Steve.
Hi, thanks.
Great to have you on the show today.
Good to be here.
So tell me, what do you do at CGC?
What we do is we evaluate and encapsulate comic books. Basically what we do is we take the comic books and we look at them for the condition and to make sure there's no restoration, which means somebody tampered with the book to make it look better than it is. And then we encapsulate it in a tamper-evident holder after we give it a grade.
I was going to say, this looks a lot different than what you normally see when you're buying comics. In the past, it's always been just a sleeve that you put them in, but here you have a nice plastic casing along with a rating. Tell me about the rating system that you have up
The
here.
rating system is a 25-point scale. It starts at 0.5 and then goes to all the way to 10. So the book you're holding, which is a 9.2, is at the very top of the scale. It's also a modern book. It's easier to get a high grade on a modern book than it is from, say, something from like 1945.
Yeah, let's take a look at this one. So this one is the Detective Comics, Batman and the Robin here, and this one has a 4.0 on it. So tell me, why is this rated at 4.0? I mean, obviously there's some damage to the book. What are you looking for in this one? Why does it get this grade?
Well, basically, if you look at the back cover at the bottom corner, there's a chunk out of it.
Let's check.
That's a big hint.
Oh, that's a big
It's not
problem.
high grade.
That's a big problem.
Okay.
So
There's spine stress. There's small creases. The pages probably are a little loose on the staple. Things like that. I mean, it's a very desirable copy in 4.0 because it's so old. It's still probably worth a few $100s, and it's a Joker cover, which is very desirable to any Batman collector.
now, it looks like this is sealed here. I mean, once it's been graded, is this locked down? I can't really open it and play with it?
Well, you can actually open it and play with it, but it negates the certification, and you won't be able to put it all back together. Well, this is tamper evident because it's for buying and selling on the internet. The four corners are sonically sealed, but first the book is put into an archivally safe well made out of Barack.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because in the past there have always been cautions about certain types of plastics that are allowed to touch the comic.
Right.
So tell me about this. What is it called again?
It's called Barack.
Barack. What
It's
is
in the
Barack?
Mylar family. It's archivally safe plastic,
Okay.
basically. So it's not harmful when it touches the book. Nothing from the plastic gets into the book and starts to break it down.
I see.
This is made of paper. It's born to die. So
Right.
if you put the wrong materials next to it, it will help it break down.
So if I leave this sitting in, my closet for 15 or 20 years, I'm not going to have any problems with the material affecting the comic in a negative way.
Right, as long as it's climate controlled. You don't want it to get too hot, and this is paper. It will dry out if you put too much heat, or if it goes from hot to cold constantly, that will hurt the paper. But as long as it's stored properly, that should last for a long, long time.
What types of comics increase in value over time? We see so many comics coming out today. There's got to be prints of hundreds of thousands of comics. Are they really going to be worth something, 50, 75 years from now? Or?
Well, I hope so. I don't want to be out of a job.
Right.
But,
I mean, here's one, Sad Sack. I've never heard of Sad Sack before. Is this really worth something? It has a 9.0 grade on here.
Right. Well, it's not your generation.
Right.
This is probably about $1,000.
You've got to be kidding me.
No, it's really worth about $1,000.
Sad Sack is like $1,000?
Yeah.
I'm taking an Athlon processor over this any day, but that's just me. But there's so tell me, what are some tips for buying these online? Because I would have no idea what to look for when I'm going on the eBay. I mean, obviously you look for something that's been certified or locked down, because that way you know the quality you're getting.
Well,
what else?
Right, that's the reason that we've become so popular. If you go on eBay on popular searches under comic books, you see Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, and CGC.
Oh, really? So you're one of the hot search terms then?
Sure. We were probably the hottest thing in comic books right now because we've made it safe. eBay, before we came out, was like the Wild West. You didn't know what you were getting, who you were getting it from. You didn't know if the pages were counted, if the back cover was replaced with a different back cover. Here we have a restoration detection expert looking at every book. We have 3 graders looking at each book for grade. The pages are counted, and then the grade is given.
Is it a visual inspection, or do you have to use any special equipment to get the grade?
Well, we actually have special equipment, but not for grading, for the restoration. Most of the time we can do it with our eyes. Chris Friesen, who's our restoration detection specialist, came on board because I couldn't do it anymore by myself. I was doing the finalizing of the grading and restoration detection. It's just too much for one person to do when you're doing hundreds of books a day.
Now, what's to keep you from, say, bumping it up a little bit because you happen to own some of these comics, or...
Well, Look,
you must get that question.
Sure, we're a truly impartial third party. I do not collect comic books anymore.
So anybody that grades doesn't collect comic books anymore?
You can collect them. You can't own CGC books.
Oh, really?
Right.
Interesting.
So I don't collect comic books at all anymore. I still read the new books, but I collect original comic art. I took myself out of it. I didn't want there to be any questions about my impartiality or my honesty. I mean, one of the reasons that I have this position is the comic industry nominated me for this. I didn't even know this was happening.
Oh, I see.
So the company came to me and said, you know, we want you. We hear you're very honest. We hear you're very good at what you do. And
oh, that's cool.
It's really been a great ride for Comic Geek.
Now, I see that there's a signature on this one. I know signature forgeries in the past have always been a problem.
Right.
Tell me, how did you certify that the signature was authentic?
Well, this was witnessed by a CGC representative.
So they have to be there at the signing.
Right. And this is signed by Jim Lee, who's one of the hottest creators today. And so on the label, it says CGC Signature Series, means we've seen it. It says signed by Jim Lee. It has the date.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
And this way, people feel very confident about the signatures they're buying, because once again, it's in a tamper-evident holder. The minute it's opened, all bets are off.
I was going to say, I've seen so many, like, official certificate of authenticity, going now, we only have 30 left, or something like that, and you never know, did they make those up, did they print them?
Or even if it's legitimate, once the person gets it, how do you know that he doesn't copy the signature on a different book and put that certificate along with it?
Yeah.
And this way, you know it's the real deal.
Now, what about looking for sellers online? Is there anything that we should look for in their profile, or have you run into any fraud that you've seen happening online?
Oh, we've seen a lot of fraud, especially on eBay, on Row Books. There's this one guy, he's a power seller, and you can't always trust that. What you have to look for is if they don't have private feedback or private auctions. Those are the big signs that these things are scams.
Okay.
And this guy's just color touching and trimming books, and then
feedback is a big deal. You have to really check the feedback.
And if somebody has private feedback, there's usually a reason.
Okay.
And somebody's running a private
auction.
Trying
to hide something.
Right. There's no reason to hide anything.
Right.
And that's one of the big things. And also, if they put up teeny scans, or if they say, oh, I didn't want to send it to CGC because they don't like me. And we don't know whose books are grading. It's done blind. I do hundreds of books a day.
Oh, I see.
So just, you have to be careful. I mean, there's good sellers on eBay, and just like anywhere else, there's bad sellers. But this is your cheapest insurance policy when you're buying a book.
I see. Now, you recommend, we were talking before, your message boards as a good starting place.
Great. And we have the CGC message boards. If you go to our website, you click on boards, and some of the best and top dealers and collectors in the world are there, plus a lot of novices, and they learn a lot.
I see. That makes sense. Now, we brought in Roger Chang from Call for Help, who is... He's a big star. Everybody loves Roger.
Who doesn't love me?
Yes. You have you're a big comic book collector.
Oh, yeah.
Can you take a look at obviously you can't inspect it because you don't have anything to do that here, but can you take a look at it and give us an idea of what we're looking at here as far as the grade goes?
Okay. Well, we have 3 books. The most popular would probably be the Spider-Man here.
Check out the
Wolverine
Spider-Man.
is very popular also.
Actually, I have one question. Does a character's popularity determine some of the pricing on comic books?
Oh, sure.
So it's foreseeable. It's conceivable that if a character does kind of wane in popularity, that price for that book could dip.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
We have stuff from the Golden Age that isn't being published. The character isn't being published today, and you can see the prices aren't as high as the Golden Age Batman.
Oh, I see.
Or Golden Age Superman.
Let's take a look at this one here. This is the Spider-Man. This is the #1, but not the number one.
No, this is the one that Todd McFarlane of Spawn fame actually wrote.
Careful.
Just don't bend the spine.
I'm not going to bend the spine. That's it right there for everyone at home that wants to see what it looks
That's
like.
it. It's no longer a 10. He touched it.
Does that really work like that? If I get my
Thanks.
Okay, so what are you looking
egg.
at? Sorry, Roger.
I hate to break it to you.
What are we looking at here? What are you looking for?
Actually, I'm just looking for any small defect. Now here, it's basically just these little printing lines.
So
I don't know if
we
you can
really
see
can't
them.
pick that up on camera, but they're tiny little lines.
They're kind of streaks almost from the printing press when it rolls out.
Right. And other than that, this is a near perfect book. If it didn't have that, it could even garner a 9.9 or a 10. But this would be in the very, very high.
Wow. So he should
highest of grade.
How much is it going to cost him, real quickly, to get that graded?
A few $1 million. No,
it's not
it'll be.
No, that's how much I'm going to make off of that thing.
Now, it costs you about $12 to get a modern book rating.
Oh, that's not bad.
Cool. Plus postage, of course.
Cool. Excellent. Well, thanks so much for being on the show. We appreciate
Thank you for having me.
Excellent.
Nice to meet you.
If you're into comics, you've got to check out Steve's awesome article. It's all about the best and safest ways to buy comics on the web, and it, of course, is at thescreensavers.com. Now, still to come, Kevin Smith talks about his love for comic books and his latest movie, Jersey Girl. And up next, you've heard about Gmail. We've got a sneak peek for you right after this with messages when the Screensavers continues.
By NVIDIA. Everyone go buy your copy of Unreal in Tournament 2004 and practice. In 2 weeks, we're going to play UT 2K4 and our LAN party. There are 45 of your favorite maps from UT 2K3 and 50 brand new maps to frag on. There's 9 vehicles, 17 weapons, 32 characters, voice over IP built into the game so you can talk while you kill, and even a way to broadcast your games so people can watch the mayhem. So go to our website and click on Join Our LAN Party to register. You must own the full version of Unreal Tournament 2004 to play. We'll see you in 2 weeks for our LAN party. Back to you, Kevin.
I have to start practicing. That is an awesome game.
Thanks, Indiana Jones.
I just got in off the plantation and I'm playing some LAN party.
Greg Norman. I don't know who that is.
Now, Google has been all over the news lately, and one of the reasons is their new controversial Gmail service. That's Google's web-based
Google email. Gmail.
Gmail.
That's right. It's not open to the public yet, but we wanted to give you a sneak peek of what you can expect. Because you and I and a couple others around these parts have been lucky enough to get in on the action.
Do you know they're selling Gmail accounts right now on eBay, the invitations?
Oh, that's awful.
I kid you not.
Well, at least we didn't have to pay.
Let's take a look.
So this is the Gmail interface. It's very simple, web-based email. What we want to, well, first let's start off with the fact that it's so controversial and why.
Okay.
Here was the first email that we all received from the Gmail team welcoming us.
Okay.
As you can see it on the right-hand side, we've got some sponsored links. People are all up in arms because they say we don't want ads in our email. If we don't have them in Outlook, why would we want them in Gmail?
Well, here's the deal, too, is that it scans your email message for the content. A computer scans your email message, and then will display relevant links on the side.
So let's say you and I were talking about a trip that we wanted to plan to go to India. We'd notice on the right-hand side, once this service gets a little bit more involved, maybe some cheap tickets deal.
Right, but people say you can't do that. You can't scan my email, but, you know, it's not going out.
It's not a person.
It's not a
looking at
person.
your
It's a
email.
computer, and it's not
computer.
going out in your messages. It's not like when you send an email, your friend gets ads. That's not the way it works.
Right.
The ads stay right here inside of Gmail.
And it's important to remember that this is what happens with Google already.
Right, if
So
you type
everyone
a
who loves
search.
Google and uses Google on a regular basis is already getting these Google ads that are relevant. I don't know. I'm not too bothered by it.
I'm not too worried about it either. No,
I'm not
not a
too
big
worried about
deal.
it. All right, well, let's move on.
Let's compose a new message.
Let's compose a new message. So I'm just going to say Kevin at TechTV.com.
Show them that, though. Go back to where you just started to type Kevin. It auto-completes, which is kind of cool.
Ooh,
and you
yes,
can just hit enter
because
there.
it already knows Kevin and Kevin Rose.
And if you
Oh my gosh, I am wowed. So that's cool. It's a smart little guy.
yes, it is.
And, you know, subject line, Lou. And let's say I don't know.
Okay, now you spell no. Just do a spell check.
I'm going to say I'm just making sure that I spelled this all right. I'm going to check spelling. It says, well, I don't know this word. When I click on it, I just got this great nifty drop-down menu that has all of my options. Obviously, I meant no.
Right.
KNOW. I like that.
It's cool because most of the features within Gmail are all JavaScript based. They have a lot of keyboard shortcuts that you can do, which is a lot better than some of the other email services
I'm
out
going to
there.
send that to you, that very relevant email.
Nice.
Also, what you can do is star emails that have already come in. So that is sort of like, I like this message, I just want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere.
Just flagging it, basically.
Yeah, I'm just going to press this, I'm going to enable this star, and then it's going to appear in my starred area. The Gmail team, these are my important messages. I just want to put them somewhere nice and clean.
Cool.
What's also really great is when you have
This is my favorite
emails
feature.
that have gone back and forth. You and we're actually logged in as Dan right now. You and Dan had an email about buying, what was it, the movie Big Fish.
Right.
What you can see is that it says, well, let's go back for a second. It says, this is an email conversation between Kevin and me. It went back and forth 3 times. And you see a little snippet. These are called snippets here on the right-hand side of kind of how it started off. If you're going, what was that conversation about? Oh, yeah, it was about that one.
So if you
when
click
you
on
open it up, we've got this nice tabs area of what happened. You started off the conversation, I responded, and this is
That's
how
cool.
it ended
So
up.
rather than
And
multiple emails, it groups them all together.
it groups them all together, and you can expand these all. There's fun other features too that we have more information
Yeah.
on our website as far as Gmail goes.
Last thing I
Keyboard shortcuts.
Last thing I
Loving
wanted
that.
to mention real quick too, the best feature of all is they give you 1 gigabyte of space for storage.
Ow!
Which
1
is awesome.
gigabyte of space.
Now, Gmail is
So you never
still-
have to throw anything away.
Never have to throw anything away. You just save it and then search for it. That's what they want
Save
you
it
to do.
and search for it. Save it and
Gmail is still a private beta, but you can be sure we'll let you know the second it is available to the public.
I gotta be honest, it feels nice to be part of a private beta.
It's cool. It's cool.
The
Now
perks at Tech TV.
here is Dan with a quick tip.
Guys, not everybody has 20/20 vision, so Windows has a handy little magnification feature. I can't even say it. Feature built into all Windows dating back to Windows 98. To get to it from the start menu, click on Accessories and then go to Accessibility. Ow, shoot. Click on Accessories, then go to Accessibilities, and then go to Magnifier. And you can see right up on top, you can magnify whatever your pointer's on. Very nice in it. Or the quick and easy way to do it is to type in Magnifier from the Run command. It's that easy. But don't go anywhere because Kevin's going to show you where to get your shell account for practicing your hacking skills, which is very, very cool. And after the break, Patrick had a chance to talk with Kevin Smith, who revealed his obsession with iPods and tells which Mac laptop he uses on the John. I'll use it too. When Screensavers continues. Woo!
Coming up next week, what happens when electricity isn't an option? Hand crank it. We're going to show you some odd little portable gadgets with cranks.
Plus, meet the man who built the machine that beat the world's most famous chess player.
What happens when you try to order parts for a gaming PC online?
We'll find out. It's all next week.
On the Screensavers.
Welcome back to the just kidding, Dan. Screensavers. I'm Kevin Rose.
I'm
kidding.
And I'm Sarah Lane coming up in this half hour. Kevin shares some... Okay, Dan's still talking. Kevin shares some quick, dark tips, like how to instantly get a throwaway email address to sign up for internet offers. That comes in handy. Plus more of your live calls, of course. But first, several weeks ago, Patrick talked to Kevin Smith about his latest film, Jersey Girl, computer graphics, and comic books. But he had so much to say, we actually couldn't fit it into one segment. Here's what he had to say about iPods, Macs, laptops in the bathroom, and even more comic books. Take a look.
I'm a total Mac whore, so anything Mac puts out, I'm right there for. I have every incarnation of the current G4, from the desktop to the laptops. I have the 17-inch, 15-inch, and the 12-inch, because obviously I got size issues. iPod, I've gone through, I bought every iPod so far, from the first one that they put out up to the currently the 40 gig one.
Okay, hold on a second. What do you do with that many? Are you giving them away when the next biggest one comes out, or that's a lot of iPods?
Pretty much. I just kind of, people inherit them. Like I gave one to my wife, I gave one to Muse. And with the computers, I just lay them out in every room. Like I keep my 12-inch G4 in the bathroom because I do a lot of online stuff while I'm sitting there, on the can.
I'm glad there's someone else that does that.
Yeah, it's like once we want Wi-Fi and whatnot, I was just like, I can bring this into the bathroom. Never mind reading the newspaper. I'm all about this. So I got the 17-inch under the bed, and that's what I use when I'm just kind of watching TV. I got the big screen desktop in the office, and I've got the crane neck iMac downstairs. So we're pretty much hooked up in every room.
Pretty impressive. You've got a young daughter. Is she starting to go online? And is there any paranoia creeping up on that for you, or manage to keep her off?
Not so much paranoia, because I'm sure she's not going to go to any of those bestiality sites until she's at least 8. So I'm okay with that. But she is starting to get into the computer. The wife the other day was like, "You got to give her one of your computers." I'm like, "Are you nuts? She's 5, you know? I don't want her destroying one of my computers. We'll give her one of those old iMacs, the ones that look like little TVs, the first generation."
The toilet seats.
Yeah, pretty much.
Very cool. What's if you're getting into a geek showdown with Affleck, who wins? He's got servers running. He's doing remote access. Is that just a little out of control for you? Or?
He's a little intense. Like, I bought his house, right? And before we moved in, he had every room hardwired Ethernet style. And they ran Live Planet out of his house for a little while. So he's a little more high tech than me. Me, I just need, give me an Ethernet port, give me a Wi-Fi system, an airport or something like that. I'm good to go. I don't need to go as intense as he does.
This made me think of, we're talking about comic books and directing jobs. At one point there was a rumor that you might actually try to bring Preacher to the screen. Any hopes on that one, or is that just a project that makes Dogma seem simple?
I mean, really, I think they attached our names to it. Garth Ennis, the writer of the book, asked us, like, "Hey, would you guys you and Scott Mosier, my producer, put your names on it? Try to help this movie get made." And I was like, "I'm happy to do it, dude, but I guarantee you our names doesn't help this movie get made, particularly after Dogma." So for years, it's just been kind of in limbo. Nobody's willing to take a shot with it. But I ran into what's his name, James Marsden, guy that plays Cyclops and X-Men 2. At the Long Beach Wizard comic book show last weekend, and he was saying that he's up for playing Preacher. So they're just trying to pull together some financing. I think he'd be really good.
It'd make for a pretty amazing film.
Oh, it'd be phenomenal. And Garth's script is really great. He wrote the script himself, so it's based on the first few issues of the run, and it's really great stuff.
That would be pretty amazing to watch. Mm-hmm. You've got 2 websites that I guess, should I say you or View Askew runs? ViewAskew.com and MoviePoopShoot.com.
Our entire family is like ViewAskew.com, NewsAskew.com, and MoviePoopShoot.com.
Does you think it makes it easier to kind of spin things on the web, or does that make you an even bigger target?
I don't know, man. I mean, it certainly makes it easier for people who don't like your stuff to find you. So, there's that negative, but they're so small in comparison to the audience that does like your stuff and shows up for you. You got to really hate somebody to seek them out on the web and sit on their website and tell them how much you hate. I mean, I hate something, I just ignore it, But it's weird. Like, some people will search and destroy. They got a lot of free time. But we put in all sorts of protocols to kind of keep those people away now. Mm-hmm. We implemented a password system where people had to join and get a password, so we at least had an email address so we can ban them from the website. And now we instituted this $2 fee to join the board, where the money goes to charity, goes to RAIN, the rape crisis charity. And basically now it's like, if you really feel the need to get on there and insult me or the movies, at least we're getting $2 out of them to do it, and then we could just dump them anyway.
I like that thought. One last question before we go. Is there any decent pizza in L.A.? Because there definitely isn't in San Francisco.
No, I think because the water is different out here. It's not as heavy, right? It's lighter water, so you can't get a decent bagel out here, and you can't get pizza worth at all. It's pretty bad, but they do have Mexican food down to a science out here, which is nice.
It's a beautiful thing. Kevin Smith, thank you so much for taking so much time to talk with us today.
Thanks for having me, man. Good talking to you.
I know somebody else who brings his laptop in the bathroom.
I won't leave my Gmail. Love the Gmail.
That's really gross. If you missed the first interview with Kevin, or you just want to see this one again, you can watch them both. TheScreensavers.com. Now, stay where you are. Discover your your USB ports with our next caller. But up next, Kevin shows you how you can hone your hacking skills with just a few quick dark tips. It's all in The Screensavers continues. Stay right here. Now with the fine folks over at Tech Live to see what's coming up after the Screensavers. How are you guys doing,
Jessica,
my fine folks? I was hoping it would be you.
Hi there, girl.
There's just so much Leary we can take.
I know. I bring him up. Okay, so imagine this, you guys. A friend hands you a videotape of an upcoming movie. You go home, you upload it to the net, and 4 days later, the feds are knocking at your door.
Yep.
Well, that's exactly what happened to this guy. And now he's a convicted felon for uploading a movie he never even had a chance to watch, and we've got an exclusive interview tonight on Tech Live. It is
Just for uploading a
upsetting
movie.
stuff. Yeah,
He looked pretty comfortable.
Yeah, he didn't look. He looked like he was hanging out
But
at
he's
home.
under house arrest,
convicted
you guys.
felon.
He has one of those things attached to his ankle. No
Oh.
good. And that's coming up right after the screensaver.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be taking the old camcorder to the movies anymore.
No, never
Not
again.
that we were all ever, but now we really don't want to.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Jess.
You're welcome.
That's what's coming up on Tech Live right after this show.
Yes, indeed. Now, every once in a while, I run across an application or a website I want to demo on the show, but there's just not enough stuff for me to fill an entire segment. So today, I'm going to give you 3 quick dark tips. Now, well, these are medium tips. These aren't quite completely dark.
They're maybe more of a slate color rather than a dark tip.
Slate tips, if you will.
Slate tips.
So let's check out the first one here. The first one is HBX Free Shell Project. Now, it sounds a little confusing, but what they do is they give you a free Telnet shell account. And if you don't know what a shell account is, it's an account on a Unix server. So if you're looking to learn about shell scripts or scripting or FTP, they also give you an FTP server as well, or anything in regards to Unix, they give you a brand new account. All you have to do is type in new and new as the password, and it will register your account. What would your name like to be? I'm going to put Sarah Lane.
That was easy.
There we go. Create a password. I'll just type in a quick password, and let's see if I typed it right.
Verify it.
And now you're disconnected, but this is what they give you. If you take a look here, they give you FTP, SSH, Telnet, SMTP, Finger, HTTPD, a lot of funky terms that you may not be familiar with, but basically it's full access to a server. And you don't have to pay anything. So you can learn anything you want about Unix or Linux, or in this case it's running FreeBSD.
For practical purposes, what would something like this allow me to create?
Well, it's going to teach you a lot. There's so many different things you can do with this because of the services that they have turned on the machine. But for the most part, it's just learning about Unix and the different tools that are available. You can test exploits. They actually call this they encourage hacking to take place on these boxes as long as it's not done to harm anyone.
Gotcha.
So they want you to learn about hacking and learn about computer security, and it's a great way and it's completely free.
Completely free. Gotta love it.
Yeah, it's pretty
What's
cool.
the next one?
Next tip is called Dodge It. Now, if you've ever been out there, if you've been surfing on the web and looking to download something, and it asks you for your email address, and you're thinking, I don't want to give my email address away just because they might be sending me spam. You never know, what they're going to send you.
The more times you give out your email address, the more crap you always get.
Exactly. So in this case, if you need to get an email, like say to download something, you just give them an @dodgeit.com address. You can just make up anything on the fly. You don't have to have an account at dodgeit.com. You can just say Sarah@dodgeit.com, and you type that in, and then they're going to send you that email that you need to download the link or to register, or complete your registration. And then to check your mail, all you do is type in Sarah@dodgeit.com and click on Check Mail. No password required. You don't need it. Now, it's not going to allow you to send mail. It's just a check mail. You don't need a password whatsoever, and you can click on that, and it'll just tell you exactly what you need and give you the links that you need.
Okay, so for example, a lot of programs, they'll say, you want to download this program, that's fine, you've done all the steps, now we're going to send a verification link to your email that you have to click on, and I always don't really want to give them my email. This is the way to do it, and you're off scot-free.
It's cool. It's really cool, and it's completely free as well. The last one I wanted to show you is called Outbreak. This is a lot of fun. This is a game that was created to help you learn about viruses, computer security, intrusion detection. Let me show you how it works. We're going to click on Setup Network. You're going to say, you can give your company name. I'm IT Joe.
This just looks like something you would like.
Oh, it's great. I have 1,000 to 5,000 employees, a security staff of 6 to 9. I'm going to click on Deploy.
This is Kevin's dream.
Now, set up your network defenses. Now, what do you want to do? I'm going to launch, first thing I'm going to do is an antivirus.
Yeah.
So I deploy my antivirus to the network, and now I'm going to launch, it looks like there's some viruses. Well, let's fight the virus.
Let's fight them.
I'm going to fight the blaster virus. And now it says it's going to try to apply the patches. The virus has been detected. Let's fight the virus. I'm going to do a patch here. Now look in the lower left-hand corner. You can see how much money this is costing my company and the kind of damages that are happening.
So you want to be the best little IT guy you
Look at
can
this.
be, right?
150 infections. On the right-hand side, there's a little telephone that's ringing like crazy because people are calling me. I'm going to issue the patch.
I don't know. This is becoming very unfun.
It's fun. No, it's cool because you
this looks like a hassle.
You get to play like big grown-up IT guy or something like that.
So you can do this at work. You can come home and play your virtual IT game.
Exactly.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Tons of fun.
If you want the links to each of these sites, visit my article at thescreensavers.com. And once again, 100% free.
Let's hear it for the quick dark tips. Yeah.
You're not going to use any one of these.
I might.
The Dodge is cool. Let's check in with Dan for some more useful information.
Thank you, guys. All you gadget gurus are going to love our Digital Digs Roadshow. And as a bonus, you get to also meet Chris Leary and Stephanie C. Miller in person, which ain't so bad, is it? The Roadshow hits the Hulen Mall in Fort Worth, Texas on May 8th and 9th, and the event runs from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and noon to 5 on Sunday. Now, for more information and to learn about all the coast-to-coast stops of the Roadshow, go to techtv.com/digitaldigs. Very nice. Now, coming up after the break, Ed, our next caller, can't identify his USB port, so Kevin and Sarah are come to the rescue. Did I sell that one or what? Anyways, I also want to let you know that I'm going to Coachella. It's a huge music festival on the West Coast, and if you want to see what's going on, you can visit my Mo blog at danhewer.texamerica.com to see what I'm up to. All my drunken buffoonery, I don't know. But anyways, I'll be there, so come back to the show. I'm going to leave, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Show, you're going to meet the man who built the machine that beat the world's most famous chessmaster. That is something to behold. Plus, I'm going to show you how to erase your login tracks with a simple regedit and a quick glimpse of the latest Live CD Linux distros like Knoppix MAME. It's all on Monday's show. That's a good show.
That's a cool distro. Leo's going to show that off. It's pretty sweet.
Yes. For all you people who want to see Leo back on the screensavers, he's going to rejoin us on Monday.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Ed joins us on the phone from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Hey, Ed.
Hello, Kevin. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
I have a quick question for you guys.
Okay.
I know the difference between USB 1 and 2 for the transfer rate, but I had a bunch of cables. I had them separated. Somebody threw them in a box. How do I tell them apart?
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes. That is too bad. Now, I don't know that they have changed. Now, on the back of the, are you talking about the connections on the back of your motherboard? You're not sure which ones are
No, the connections, the cables look alike. You know, like the cables that you get with all your products.
Right.
Okay, I had stuff that came with the USB 2. I had it separated out, so I had different cables that I knew were USB 2.
Right.
And somebody threw them all in the same box. How do I tell them apart versus, is there a quick way, or do I got to go through and connect them all?
Yeah, have you tried connecting the cables to see if because it'll give you a little pop-up error message saying that you have. Do you know what I'm talking?
Yeah, I've done that. I was wondering if there was a quicker way to do it because I'm talking like 30, 40 cables I got to go through.
It's trial and error thing,
yeah, not that I know of. Unless you have on the back of there, unless there's a serial number or something that you can type into the website to see.
They'd look the same.
They would look the same. I'm not sure exactly.
So do the inputs on a motherboard even.
Now,
USB 1 and 2, they look the same here.
I'm not sure exactly what they changed as far as specification of the cables go. I haven't heard of much. Have you tried using an old 1.1 cable? Does it give you any type of errors?
Yeah, it gives me an error on some of them, but I know by the coloring, like they're all different colors. Some are tan, beige, and whatnot. Some of the ones that I knew were in the other pile have shown up as they're supposedly will work. I don't get that error message, but I was wondering, is it the cable difference? Some of them do, some of them don't, but I didn't know if it was like the software that runs USB or what the difference was.
Right. Well, obviously, I'm not sure about the cables, whether they've changed the spec on them or not, but I don't even know. That's a good question. He has a stuff because the original, I thought he was talking about just identifying the ports on the back because that's easy to do. Exactly. You can fire up like Bellark Advisor and it'll tell you which ports are USB 2 and which ones are 1.1.
We'll do some research.
Yeah, we'll do some research
to find out
about those cables, the specifications.
All right.
Thanks for the call, though.
Thanks for the call. Stay where you are. Next up, we're hauling out the old email bag, reading a few of yours, hopefully. And Screensaver's continues. Stay with us.
We would like to introduce our son. No.
Yeah, that didn't happen that fast.
No, not that fast.
It's still, going to take a while. Just kidding.
This is Jacob.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
Hey. Jacob's 7. He's in first grade. What school do you go to, Jacob?
First grade.
First grade.
What school?
There's cameras on him right now.
We'll talk about it later. Want to get to an email?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm a longtime PC user. This is from John. I'm thinking about getting a Mac for compatibility purposes. I do a lot of video editing. What about iBooks? Can they handle Final Cut Pro?
That's a good question because they just upgraded the iBooks from the G3 to the G4 processor. And it's nice because it sped them up quite a bit, but the problem is that the screen resolutions are still really tiny. I think 1024 by 768 is the max that you can run on your iBook. And the problem is if you're trying to do video editing, babe, if you're trying not pay attention, it's like Got to lay a smackdown sometimes. If you're trying to, I'm kidding. If you're trying to do video editing and you only have 1024 by 768, it's hard to fit everything in that small screen real estate. But it'll work. It'll just be.
So you're recommending a PowerBook type of thing?
PowerBook, definitely.
We're trying to keep it together.
That's it for the Show Screensavers. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Sarah Lane. Thanks so much for joining us. We'd like to thank our guests, Steve Borok and Kevin Smith.
Goodbye.
See you next time. Have a great night. Bye, Jacob.
Good night.